Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So one of the benefits or drawbacks, if you like, of moving house is that you end up with lots and lots of cardboard boxes from packing, from new bits and pieces that you've purchased, new decor and things you've just ordered through mail order. We've got a huge pile of corrugated cardboard that's ready for recycling, but today I thought I would use up some of it because some of it is really thick, double walled, which is absolutely perfect for doing some interesting projects with, or for using it and having it as elements in an art project. What I thought I would do, since I haven't done one, I think, since Halloween last year, is a tag. So this is my, well, one of my tag journals. I think this was the one that I did at Halloween last year. So I'm going to use this. Well, I used the cover as the template to create the base for my next tag. So I'll just put that to one side, grab a pencil, and I think I'm going to do it with the corrugations running down. Yeah. So running that way. I'm not bothered about, maybe not a lot. Anyway, right, where's that pencil gone? I've buried it there. Okay, so just use the previous, I'll use the cover. I have to excuse the noises outside today. There's lots of ambient noise out there. I've got the windows open because it's a very, very warm day today. And because it's a new development, there's still work going on. Not building, but they're still finishing off the roads and that kind of stuff. But obviously, people are working on landscaping gardens and all that kind of stuff. So there's always a little bit of noise in the background. So apologies if you can hear it. Okay, so there's my front cover. So I've now got my basic shape. Now I need to cut that out now. So scalpel and a rule. Still not 100% sure where everything is in the house or even in my craft room yet. Still not 100% unpacked. So it's very, very gentle and careful putting through, because it's a double wall cardboard box. Hello, little visitor. A big black fly just flown through. Don't mind bumblebees popping in. I'm not a big fan of flies. Mr. Bentley doesn't like them either. If you're wondering, he is just laid out by the side of me in his bed. We've been out for a long walk this morning to the Miners' Welfare Park with the frisbee, so he's quite tired. Ian's away this weekend. He's at the Iron Gorge Victorian Museum doing a steampunk show. So it's just Mr. Bentley and me, or Mr. Bentley and I for the weekend, depending on how much of a pedant you are for grammar. Okay, so that should be pretty much the shape of my template. So happy with that to start off with. So that's a bit crushed on that bit there, so I think we might use that side as the side that we're going to work on. So what I need to do to start revealing some of that grunginess is to wet it. So I'll grab some water and I'm just going to lightly spritz. And then let that water just soak in for a minute or two. So once that water's soaked in, I'll be back. So I'm going to give it about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes now, and as you can see, it's pretty soaked in. So I'm just able to get my fingers in there with a scalpel and just start tearing off. And it's tearing pretty easy. I love this stuff. It's so architectural. It can be used for so many different things, particularly like steampunk projects, where you want in like that faux corrugated iron or metal sheeting effect. Or it's great because of course if you paint it with a metal effect, it looks the bee's knees. I've never seen a bee's knees, have you? But I'm sure they're fabulous. Maybe a little more to the top. Keep a bit up there. Let's expose a little bit more down here. Yeah, that'll do. A little bit of kitchen roll just to soak up that excess water. I think that will do just nicely. So get that dried off. Give it a little bit of encouragement. And once this is dry, I'll be right back. Do you know, I got so wrapped up in playing with that corrugated cardboard that I actually forgot to mention what it is that I'm actually trying to achieve today. So, today I'm going to be using as inspiration the words from the Mission Inspiration mid-month mini prompts. So, this month it's set by Linda Simpson, who kind of stepped in for me while we were moving house, and she chose to go with her main theme. She chose that floral kind of theme for the entire month of June. So we've got the song lyric, paper roses, how real those roses seem to me, from the song called Paper Roses by Marie Osmond back in the day. So that is the inspiration, or the prompt inspiration for this project. So now I've done that, I've got the basis of my my tag, my corrugated cardboard. Obviously I'm going to introduce some colour into that in a little while, but I also want to introduce some focal points on there. And we can't have a tag with the inspiration of paper roses without introducing some kind of paper flowers into the project. So I've got my Tim Holtz Alterations Tattered Florals Biggs die. Now, those of you that have been following me for a little while recently will know that I broke my Big Shot. The handle snapped off. So I've purchased a brand new one. There we go. I got a really good deal on it as well. I actually got it £20 cheaper than normal going rate. I've not ever used this yet. Look at those plates. Those cutting plates are still pristine. Never ever been touched so far. There's the adapter, and there's the other one, not a mark on them. And that's all about to change. So I'm going to get a piece of corrugated cardboard. That will do. I'm going to lay it across the top, and I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. Now it's a bit thicker than what we're used to. It should still work. hoping it's still going to work anyway. Come on. No, I think it's going to be a bit too thick. I may just have to use ordinary card. Well, that's annoying. Unless something not quite right with the big shot. Yeah, it is working. How strange. Let's just use ordinary card. Why am I not? I'm obviously doing something wrong with that. I did have some ordinary craft card stock. He's buried it all. There we go. Craft card stock. Let's see. Oh, we need some bigger sheets. Just talk amongst yourselves a sec. He says. Right, if I cut that down. Just grab my trimmer. There we go. Don't you just love these impromptu sessions where you don't know what the heck's going on? Right, that should work now. That's one. There we go, you see. Now I've got marks on my cutting mat. And then we'll just do that again. Perfect. Okay, that'll do for now. Put that away. Right, so we've now got some tattered florals that we can use to build up a little bit of a florally kind of affair. But of course it's going to work a lot better if these are wet. So what I'm going to do is I've got Dave cleans today, look at that. Okay, so those are the bits that I've cut out from the big shot. I've got some water. So I'm going to just wet them. And then I'm going to grab my brush hose. And I'm going to use, let's see, we want some nice, maybe, let's add some yellows into those. Just let the pigment do its thing. And then let's see if we can find a red. What's that? Sandstone, that's kind of nicer. Emerald green, orange, purple, turquoise, yellow, terracotta, olive green, sea green, lime green, yellow ochre. I know I've got a red in here somewhere. There's a crimson. I thought it was a brilliant red. There we go. We've got a brilliant red. once we've done that, let's just spritz again. Then you can introduce more or less, and just let them sit there. Let them sit there in that water and soak in the colour, and let it do its thing. Let's just add a little bit more yellow. Okay, probably can't see it very well because it's on a red mat, but the colour is there. So I'm going to let that dry naturally on its own. Just let all that colour just soak into the paper, and then I'll come back. Okay, so while those flowers are drying, I thought I would add some more colour to the background in the same way. So I'm just going to quickly give it a spritz. We're going to get water running through those channels in a minute, I just know we are. So then I'm going to use the sandstone. Nice. Look at that. Lovely. And we'll add some of that terracotta in there as well. So a little bit of orangey red, just to kind of hold it all together. So I'll just give that another very loose nice and dark. Perfect. So again, get that dried off and I'll be right back. It's 90% drying time today. Okay, so as you can see, I've got beautiful kind of colour variations in there. There's reds, there's browns, there's oranges, there's rust colours in there. Looks absolutely fantastic. I love the way that those brushos have made that look like almost like a weathered piece of wood, but actually it's just cardboard. So next step, I'm going to put that to one side and just concentrate back on these flowers. So as you can see, the flowers are all nice and dry, but what I've done, I've put them back onto one of the plastic mats again because I want to make them wet again. I know, I wanted all the colours to dry, and then I'm just going to lightly spritz, which will kind of reactivate the colours a little bit, but that's okay. Let that water soak in for a second or two, and what that will enable me to do is make the paper a bit more pliable so that I can then scrunch them up and create them, create some more kind of florally, I'm not really explaining myself very well today, I'm losing my words. Be able to crunch them up and they'll look a bit more tattered, if you like, a bit more, I won't say realistic because they're not going to look realistic, but they're going to look a bit more like proper flower petals. So I'm just going to wait till the water soaks in a little bit more. It might take a little bit longer because it's not paper, it's actually cardstock. But I just need them to be damp enough for me to be able to crunch without tearing. Okay, so the water's had a chance to soak into the cardstock now, so I can grab hold of them and just literally crunch them up. Big one. Scrunch. Pull it back out. Just be very careful not to tear. And then as we just unpeel them again, there we go. A bit more 3D than there were, and then we could even do it to the smaller ones. Just fold them all in. Looks like I'm going to have completely red stained fingers by the time I finish this, but that's okay. And then I think while they're still a little bit wet, I don't want to introduce too much water. I'm just going to try and mop up some of that colour on those edges. Here we go. Just grab a wet wipe. Yeah. Just take off some of that excess from my fingers. And then I'm going to give them a quick blast with the heat gun. Okay, so as you can see, my florals are all all crumpled up. They're dry, so they've actually held their shape when they dried, which is cool because it just gives them a lot more structure and texture rather than just a flat shape. But what I need to do is, because they've kind of lost a little bit of the colour with all that water, I'm just going to add a little bit more colour into some of the sections. So I've got peeled paint. This is an archival, the Distress Archival ink. So I'm just going to grab some of that green and then just lightly dust around the edges. Thinking about it, I probably should have used a little bit of green of the brushos, but hey ho, that's the beauty of doing stuff like this. You can change your mind and alter on the fly without too much or too many problems. Yeah, and then do the same to this one. Just literally catching the edges. I don't mind getting this on my hands, even though it's archival ink. It will come off with antibacterial hand wash, providing it's got the alcohol in it, which the one that I have does. So that's that. That's the green. And then I'm going to grab Bandor. And I'm just going to catch the edges. then crunch that back up again. We just do the underside a little. Adjusting on the fly. Okay, now this one I'm going to introduce some yellow. So this is the fossilized amber. I get plenty on. You might not actually see too much of this because I've used craft cardstock and yellow doesn't tend to show up that well, but that's okay. Yeah, it's not showing up very much on that one. That's okay though. You win some, you lose some. Okay, so those are pretty much the structures for the flowers. Don't look too bad. I've got my base, but what I've also got is a little bit of ephemera. I just want to add into the background just to take away a little bit from here, but again I just want to darken these up a little bit. And you see, I thought I had the vintage photo foam, but obviously I don't, not there anyway. Let's have a look, there's one, gotcha. I put it away. Here we go. So I just grab some of that and then I'm just going to go around the edges just to age and distress those a little bit. Just take away that white die cut edge. Of course, we have a little rose in there as well, but I've also got a couple of butterflies from the Botanicals ephemera set. I don't particularly like the white edges on there, so I'm just going to go around the edge. I could recut them out again, but meh. Yeah, life's too short for fiddling around with butterflies. Just knock that white off and they look off. They look fine, they look old, they look vintage. There we go. Jobs are good, and so I think we've pretty much got everything that we're going to need to start to put this project together. Apart from, I just need some little foam dots, 3D foam pads, there we go, just to build this little project together. Now I can sit my bum back down again. Right, in fact, let's just get rid of that white background. Not exactly the most even of surfaces to work on. I think this will do it. Okay, so we've got our background. So I'm going to glue on the back of there. So that's going to be the base, about there. I have this circular one, which I'm going to stick about there. And then we have this number one, which I'm going to put about there. Okay, I can now start to build up the flowers. A bit of white glue there. So we'll have that one about here. I'm going to do it layer by layer. This will take a little time to dry, but that's okay. Just push my finger down onto the glue just so it grabs. Don't like that little white dot that you can see there, so I may have to just stick something else on top of that. Okay, so the next layer, or the next layer, and that's going to go in there. Okay, next one, scrunch that up a little bit more. And do the same with that one. Just curl those leaves up a little bit. And then the centre bit. Remember that the white PVA will go transparent when it's dry. Straight down into the middle. That's it. And then I'm going to grab foam dot, that butterfly, pop it in the middle, just curve its wings up a little bit. About there. And the same thing for this one. Just curve its wings up a tad. That's pretty. I like that. But what I don't like is that little dot that's there. So I'm going to see if I can find something to put over the top of that. That's not going to detract away from the rest of the project. Let me just go have a search and then I'll be right back. Well, I can't find my pokey tool anywhere. I've looked and I've looked and I've looked. So I'm going to have to probably end up buying another one, but for the time being I will just create a little hole just using my scalpel. It should theoretically just go through. There we go. And that's going to help just to hide that little dot. Now I probably could have just coloured it in with a marker pen, a Sharpie or something like that, but just to add a little go away fly. Can you hear him? Noisy creature. So there we go. One tag. Another not roses, roses, but paper flowers. Inspiration for the mid-month mini mission. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. And once again, thank you to Linda for the prompts for this month. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.